Bentham, where North Yorkshire meets Cumbria and Lancashire. All around natural beauty, yet it's the discovery of the unnatural that's rocked this small market town.
It was seen as our forever home, and now it's our forever chemicals home.
I wanted to leave. I just wanted to get out and go.
This is about Bentham, a town of 3,000 people and its biggest employer, Angus Fire. A firm that calls itself a global leader in firefighting foams. It's produced them at a factory here since the 1970s. What wasn't known, those foams usually contain toxic compounds known as PFAS, dubbed forever chemicals because they last, well, forever. And all of this only coming to light now after an investigation by an environmental publication.
I obtained through Freedom of Information requests the test data conducted by Angus Fire in 2008 of the groundwater of its factory here in Bentham. And that revealed that the groundwater contains 1.2 million nanograms per litre of PFAS. And I was told by experts that this is the highest known level of PFAS contamination ever recorded in the UK.
PFAS stands for per- and polyfluoroalkyl substances. They're found everywhere. Experts have called them the greatest chemical threat to humankind.
They're considered a kind of wonder chemical due to their unique chemical properties. Today you can find them in waterproof clothing, fireproof, fire-resistant furniture. But now, after decades of research, we now know that these chemicals can be particularly harmful to wildlife and humans, and 3 particular compounds have been strongly linked to cancer.
Is this like a toxic time bomb?
If we don't stop manufacturing these chemicals and discharging them into the environment, there's the very real threat that over time they could become potentially toxic to a large amount of people on the planet. The key thing is that we regulate these chemicals better, and ultimately we ban these chemicals and replace them with alternatives which do exist.
Angus Fire says it now uses alternatives and stopped working with PFAS in 2022.
From here you can see how the Angus Fire site dominates the landscape of this town. For decades it's provided jobs and income for people living here, but now many residents are left wondering at what cost.
Richard lives right next to the factory. He only moved here 4 years ago with his young family.
We made the choice to kind of uproot the family from being settled in a lovely part of Leeds. And we found this gorgeous house. It was kind of seen as our forever home, and now it's our forever chemicals home. We've kind of gone through a period of almost mourning the life we thought we were going to have.
Richard's now one of several residents considering legal action against Angus Fire over the contamination. A UK Health Security Agency document obtained by End Report and shared exclusively with this programme reveals how Angus Fire was aware of possible pollution and may have failed to act. It says, information and reports obtained by the Environment Agency from Angus suggest that they have been aware of issues at the site for some time. They appear to have ignored advice and recommendations from their consultants that PFAS may be leaving the site through shallow groundwaters and direct discharges. Potential action against the company is being considered by the Environment Agency. Angus Fire denies ignoring advice and say they always operated within industry standards. They told us, "We have commissioned consultants to increase and widen their testing. Furthermore, we have consistently kept the Environment Agency fully updated about all of this work. We recognise the concerns about potentially damaging environmental impacts from historic operations at our facility and regret the inconvenience and worry that this has caused." The Environment Agency confirmed to us it is investigating. Residents are carrying out their own investigations. Some remember the days when their children played in Angus foam that spilled onto nearby streets. It may be impossible to link chemical exposure to any specific illness. There is concern, though, about official cancer records showing significantly higher rates locally than the national average.
I tend to try and push it to the back of my mind, but, you know, my 2 boys that I'm talking about are 16 and 14 at the moment, and, you know, if they're on par to get cancer or anything like that, then they've basically had their life rubbed away from them. So yeah, I mean, I do try to avoid thinking about it.
But that's what this is about ultimately.
But
isn't
it is about, yeah, absolutely.
Matt's also pursuing legal action, which in itself would be historic.
I defend chemical companies.
Well, now you can defend me.
The true story of a lawyer taking on a US chemical giant was the subject of the Hollywood film Dark Waters. And while there have been thousands of PFAS-related legal cases in the US, there haven't been any in the UK. Now, 2 law firms are competing to make Bentham the first. Could this be the tip of the iceberg then?
I suspect we will find that this is far from an isolated case. They are going to be the first one to access some kind of legal redress for what's been done to them. But I'm sure they definitely won't be the only ones.
And likewise, Angus Fire won't be the only company feeling the heat. Experts think there could be as many as 10,000 sites across England alone contaminated with forever chemicals. There will be many more Benthams.